In a minute, I'm going to give the AI its toughest tests. I'm going to leave this workshop. More specifically, I'm going to leave the house. And I'm going to use Telegram to communicate with the AI agent, and the AI agent is going to communicate wirelessly with the microcontroller using the workbench that we set up in a previous video. Now let's be straight, 99% of the project that I've done already I've coded by hand. So I'm getting the AI agent now to complete this project. I guess this is a little bit of a long distance vibe coding session. Let's back up a second. Let's see how we got here. I live stream, whether that be on YouTube or on Twitch, and I use some software called OBS. OBS is an open source broadcast software which you can bring in a bunch of sources like a camera or a screen share of your desktop, and things can get really complicated pretty quickly. So I wanted some sort of indicator that would tell me when a particular source is active. In the industry, this is known as a tally light. So I thought I would create a tally light for OBS. The basic premise is that when a source is active, the LED will light up or flash to indicate that that source is currently being broadcast. Equally, it has the option to be able to display the status of the microphone, so I know if my microphone's muted, because we've all gone on calls muted while talking, right? So to have a visual representation to say things are in a particular state would be incredibly helpful, certainly to me. I wanted a package that is easily replicated, can be put by a number of different sources, so I can have multiples of these dotted around the workshop or even down in the outside workshop. And then it can kind of tell me the status, so my performance on camera while live is a little bit better than what it currently is. Okay, I think we're far enough away from the house to start working. So let's do a quick screen record. Test screen, start. Okay, so we're gonna start the bot and we're going to start a new session. And just so everybody knows that we are all on the same page and it's nothing faked, I'm gonna ask it to tell me a joke. Tell me a... In fact, let's use the voice, shall we? Tell me a joke. Tell me it's okay. No. Now tell me a joke. Something funny. Why don't skeletons fight each other? Because they don't have the guts. That's bad. That's bad. Okay, now we got that out of the way. Can you see the OBS tally light project in the programming folder? It's in the Arduino ESP32 folder. Okay, so now it's going off and it's searching the share drive for the project that we've got in play. So what we're planning on doing is telling the AI to look at the project. We want to work it wants to work out what's left and then get it to program it and upload it to the microcontroller using the workbench that we set up in previous videos. Okay, inspect the project and tell me, in your words, what this project is trying to do. Okay. In plain terms, right, connects Wi-Fi, connects OBS. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So now it's time to tell the AI exactly what we want it to do to finish the project. So we've got a 8 LED NeoPixel array attached to the controller. We're going to tell it that it's attached and what pin it's attached to, and then we're going to tell it that we want it to indicate when we've gone live, when we're recording, and when the mic mute is enabled. You have an 8 LED NeoPixel array attached to the pin 5 of the ESP32. I want you to add functionality whereby pin correction, where LED 1 is the streaming state. When the stream is live, I want that LED to turn red. The second LED, I want you to turn green when we're recording, and the third LED, I want you to turn red when the mic source has been selected and it's actually muted. So the AI now thinks that it has programmed 3 of the 8 LEDs. So here's what I'm going to do now. I want it to play an animation when it's first booted up for the full 8 LEDs. So that way you guys can see that this is programmed. This is all in the workbench in the attic, and I've got no visibility as to whether or not this is even going to work. I'd like an animation played on the 8 LEDs when the ESP32 starts up for the first time. It's only at boot time that this needs to be displayed, and it's a visual indication that the LEDs are actually working. It has no other function other than to say that the LED strip is working at boot time. So as you can see, the AI now thinks it's done. Then the last thing that we need to do is to upload this to the ESP32 workbench. And then fingers crossed, when we get back to the workshop, it will actually be working. And you'll see that before I do. Now we've finished programming, can you upload this to the ESP30 workbench? So the AI has now come back and given me a summary of what it's found. So it confirmed that the firmware is uploaded, but it can't confirm that it's working. So it's not claiming that it's been successful, but you guys will probably be able to see on screen right now whether or not that's functioning, you know, or not. You would have seen the LED animation. So I guess it's time for me to go back to the workshop and actually test this out for real to see whether or not the firmware has updated and whether or not the additions that the AI has just added actually work as intended. So it doesn't work. And the main reason for that is me. I made an error. I told the AI agent it was connected to one pin and the LEDs were actually connected to another pin, and therefore it didn't work. So let's prompt the agent to connect the LEDs on the correct pin and see what happens. The LEDs are now working, however, they're not working quite how I want them to. So it's time to work with the AI agent and talk through the process of what I want and figure out how we can get this to work. I'm going to put in the environment files, all of the connection details to my OBS, so it can see and query my OBS configuration, and hopefully somewhere in the middle, we can actually get this working. After a bit of time and a few rounds of uploads and prompting and uploads and prompting, we've now got a working prototype. This is exactly what I want. It has 4 LEDs, it indicates the power, it indicates whether we're live, whether we're recording, whether the scene or source is active, but it was quite a bit of work to get it to this point, back and forward between me and the AI agent in this vibe coding setup. So in the next project video, we'll definitely be using a two-pronged approach, whereby we use the specification document and a little bit of secret sauce. So make sure you look out for that video. Until next time, have fun, be safe, and keep making.